Hello, my wonderful cosmic dragon friends, and welcome to another reading, or welcome if this is your first time. So today we have a pick a card reading for you. You can pick from these 4 piles of cards here, and we're looking at what to do if you're feeling a little bit lost right now. It's something I'm feeling in the ether right now, so I was inspired to make this video for you. So pile 1 is this one over here, and we have, it's quite a pale stone, this one, little hearts I've chosen for you. This is actually rose quartz, but it's quite a subtle pink, quite a pale pink. So you've got pile 1 with a rose quartz heart. Pile 2 is this one, and we have a lovely Lapis Lazuli heart here, this gorgeous deep blue. I don't know if you can see that, there we go. Pile number 3, we have a green Aventurine heart. It's quite a soft green, this one, quite pretty, and there's this interesting white, oops, interesting bit at the tip of the heart there. I find that quite interesting, almost a little bit cloudy at the bottom there. And then number 4, we have this gorgeous purple amethyst heart. Again, I love looking at the patterns that you see in crystals. They might be called flaws, or you know, the clouds and the marks and the lines and the cracks. I love to look at them. They're all unique, they're all different. So see which one you feel most drawn to, and then you can click on the timestamps in the description below to watch your reading. If you feel drawn to more than one, you can watch 2. You could watch 3. Some people like to watch all 4 just for fun, just for a bit of entertainment, because there's little nuggets in all of them. But it's completely up to you how you approach this one. So if you haven't done a pick a card reading before, or a pick a pile reading, oh hello candle, having a little bit of a spit over here with my heart-shaped candle. That one's got something to say today. Just to remind you, you know, pick the pile that you feel drawn to, and you know, as you begin to watch it, see if it resonates for you. If it's really not landing at all, you can always pick another one. But if you can't find any of them that resonate for you, if none of them are landing, none of them are making any sense at all, it might be that there's not a reading here for you, because obviously I'm only doing 4 and there are lots of people in the world, so there isn't always a message for you, but there may be some nugget of guidance anyway. So take your time, pause this video if you need to, pick your card, and I'll see you in your reading. So hello pile 1, you've chosen the pink quartz heart, which we'll pop over here next to our pink quartz angel. There we go. So these are your first cards. I've also picked the Oracle of the Fairies for you, so we will also be having a look at that one in a moment. So let's just take a look at your first cards. All right. We have number 4, People Teacher. Number 1, Spirit, the Vast Universe. Put these over here a bit more. And number 5, People, the Loving Man. Okay, so it does seem to be people is very much a theme of people around you, or maybe the people who aren't around you right now that perhaps you would like to be around you. So there's a lot going on. Feels like karmically there's a lot going on for you at the moment. Let's see what else we have. We have number 9, Choice, Understanding Consequences. Number 20, Returning, Going with the Flow. That is interesting. I picked that number for myself yesterday. Okay. Then we have the Ace of Summer, the King of Summer, and number 10, the Wheel. Whew. Yeah. Okay, so I see why you might be feeling lost at the moment, why you might be feeling a bit confused. It feels like there's a lot going on. And with the wheel appearing in this position, which is basically the future, that's where I put the future when I'm laying out cards. I don't stick to any particular spread, as you guys know if you've watched my videos before. I read intuitively, but this side tends to be towards the future, this side tends to be towards the past. The present generally shows up in the middle. Yeah, it does look like something's got to give, something's got to change at the moment. Maybe you know change is coming, maybe you've started on a new path and you're really not sure where it's taking you at the moment. And certainly with number 20 showing up, that's all the feels. It's the beginning of a new cycle and all the feels, oh my goodness, what's going on, you know. It's tough. Interesting with the Loving Man and the King of Summer, very similar theme coming through with these 2 cards here. Wow, so it could actually be connected to your love life at the moment, and that's causing you to question what's happening in the future. Maybe you're not sure if you want to move forwards with a relationship. Maybe you're not sure If you want to be with someone, maybe you're worried someone's going to leave you, maybe a relationship has just ended. And remember, this is a group reading, so it's going to be a little bit different for every single person. Take the elements that make sense for you and leave the ones that don't. But certainly there is this theme of romantic relationships coming in, and it feels like with the teacher showing up over here, it feels like learning lessons from relationships, learning lessons from other people around you, or other people who show up in your life. And oh my goodness, can't we learn a lot from romantic relationships, particularly the difficult ones? Ugh, they can be so icky. Yes, choice, understanding consequences. So we've got our dragon cards here. Wow. So it's kind of an autumn feel here as well. So it could be that the change for you is actually coming in autumn, or maybe it happened in autumn. Maybe there was a breakup in autumn. Maybe you were expecting to get married or something. Something happened and it didn't go ahead, because there's this very challenging feel that comes from the choice card on number 9. I mean, number 9 is it comes in with a lot of wisdom, but it's the end of the cycle before we move to 10. And there can be a lot of fear when we're at number 9 as well. You guys probably know I'm a numerologer, which is like why I always pick out the numbers in particular on the cards and talk about them, as well as the pictures and the other meanings here. But consequences, it really feels like you understand the consequences of your actions. Maybe you're actually being a little bit too hard on yourself, because look how terrifying this picture is. These kind of lava dragons coming up here like spitting fire, and they're quite terrifying to look at. And there's just this human head in the middle, like you're way too much up in your head right now is what I want to say for you, pile 1. Way too much. You're really overthinking something. And you may feel you have good reason to be thinking a lot about things. Maybe you're just trying to be responsible. You're trying to do the right thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely okay. But I want to say, give yourself a bit of a break. Okay, give yourself a bit of a break. I think you've worked very hard. You've done what you needed to do. You did what you wanted to do. Maybe you are starting something new that you want to do and you're very worried about it, or it could be that a relationship ended and there was nothing you could do to stop it, and that's extremely painful, and it's almost a tortured feeling that comes from this card. It's almost like, that's where I'm going to with these dragons. It's almost like in the ancient world when the crest on this dragon kind of takes me to takes me to Roman times. Sorry, I just hit my camera there. Almost takes me to like the Roman sort of, to antiquity, I want to say, so a couple of thousand years ago, when people literally were tortured or sacrificed. It feels almost like, maybe you feel a bit like a sacrificial lamb. Let me just put this straight. Okay, that's a bit better. Yeah, there's certainly this sense of feeling like a sacrificial lamb, like, oh, yeah, like you're suffering but you don't need to. Like it's not quite fair, or perhaps maybe you're suffering for somebody else's choices here. It's difficult. I totally see it. It's quite a tortured card, this one. Quite a tricky energy. And with all of this smoke and mist, it really shows me that you don't have a clear picture of what's coming ahead. It looks like you're trying to look through mist, trying to look through fog, like the way ahead is hidden, is foggy, and you can't see. You don't have a clear view of what's coming up for you. But you know you have to choose anyway, even though you don't know what the outcome's going to be. And that is quite often the case in life, isn't it? We have to make a decision without knowing exactly what the outcome's going to be. And I just want to say, it's okay. You can make your choice. Or if you have made your choice already, it's all right, okay? Let yourself off the hook. I want to say stop worrying quite so much. I do feel there's a lot of anxiety, maybe worry coming through here. Like this one says, try and go with the flow. I feel this could be the decision that you were actually happy with at the time. Maybe now you're doubting it. Maybe now the worries are starting to creep in, as they do, don't they? You know, we make a decision and we think, yep, I'm okay with that. I know what I'm doing. And then as time goes on, we think, oh my goodness, what have I done? I'm such an idiot. I can't believe, oh God, I thought I would be able to succeed at this. You know, we can be so hard on ourselves. We can really, really beat ourselves up. And I want to say, please don't do that. There is no need. I feel like you are more in control of your life than you might think. And certainly with the spirit card here, the vast universe, it feels to me Now, this could be relationship, it could be connected to a job, or maybe like your whole lifestyle. It may have many aspects from your life included here. But it does feel like you're a lot more in control than you think you are, because it feels very much like the universe really has your back on this one. Even if it doesn't look like it at the moment, it feels like you're manifesting, you're creating, co-creating with the universe at the moment. You may be somebody who consciously works with the law of attraction. You know, maybe you're a fan of the work of Abraham Hicks or Joe Vitale or The Secret, you know, something like that. And I want to say there is more to this situation, because it's like these portals opening up. Yeah, portals to other places that you didn't think were possible. Possibilities that you didn't think were possible are going to be coming in for you. They're manifesting, they're being created at the moment. And I think that's why you can't see what's coming, because it feels almost like the change coming in for you is something you hadn't imagined was possible. That's what I want to say. It's something you hadn't imagined was possible is actually coming in for you. And that might be why you feel so lost, because you're trying to feel into it, trying to sense it, trying to predict what it's going to be, trying to see it in advance, because boy, don't we do that. But you can't, because you don't know. I don't feel like you have any concept of what it's going to look like. And I think that's where this comes in. Very loving masculine energy here as well. Very loving, masculine, practical energy that comes in here with 4 and 5 in particular, those numbers coming in here. Let's just grab some numerology dice. These are actually Dungeons and Dragons dice, but I use them for numerology because I'm cool like that. And I absolutely love them because they're all these cool geometric shapes. And oh, I get my numerology nerd on. Okay. All right. 70. 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, interesting. 3, 2, 1, go. Yay! We have a number 1 here as well. 1 was at the front, so I do want to say put number 1 front and centre. Be your own best friend at the moment. And 6, yeah, definitely all the feels when we've got number 6 here. So the 20-sided dice has given us, or die, has given us number 6. So the heart, the sacred chalice. So yes, it is very much all about following your heart at the moment, I think, and I feel that's what you're trying to do, and maybe that's why you're questioning yourself, because it feels like over here with the Ace of Summer, maybe your heart was very confident the direction it wanted to go in. Maybe you thought, yes, I know exactly what I'm doing. This is going to be great. Yes, I'm going to step out of my comfort zone, try these things. There's this beautiful child-like fairy figure on this card. Very beautiful card, very optimistic, very hopeful. Lots of love, lots of energy, loving energy coming through here. I'm drawn to the fountain in the background here as well, which looks a bit like a lion, which I've never noticed before, but different things jump out at me when I'm doing readings on these cards. I'm very visual, that's how my guides work with me. So with the lion jumping out, I want to say there's a connection either to a lion spirit guide or to Leo. So there could be a Leo in your life. You might have a Leo sun, moon, or ascendant. But it's a very interesting energy. So it feels like this situation started out really optimistic, really positive. But it's not quite where you expect it to be. Maybe it's going too slowly. Maybe you're doubting yourself. Maybe you're doubting somebody else's intentions. Maybe you're doubting whether you'll get the support you need from family, from a partner. You know, maybe you've had a relationship that ended. Obviously, I don't know your personal situation. Please apply this to whatever you're going through. You know, and to why you feel lost. But it feels like, yeah, very, very tricky energy, very, very difficult at the moment, all the feels. But there is so much support here with the King of Summer, the loving man, and the teacher, these 3 cards which are actually underneath at the moment. I want to say it's a very loving, supportive triad of energy here. And with 3 cards, we're making a triangle. So we're bringing the energy of number 3, which we've got twice here in our dice. And 3 is the divine blueprint. Okay, it's like, yeah, you've created your divine blueprint. You've got the universe or heaven or God, source in the middle here, creating it for you. All right, it feels like this is the triangle of creation happening here for you. It is all happening. This is just the scary bit that you have to get through. I feel like what you've asked for is coming. This is just the difficult, scary bit that you have to get through in the meantime. But 3, 2, 1, yes, it's literally ready to happen, literally ready to go. So positive change is coming in for you. We've got this wonderful countdown, 3, 2, 1. I really love how that's shown up there. And then we have another 3. So again, it's all about number 3. It's all about the triangle. I want to give you number 3 as a number to look out for. It may be in multiples of 3, so you might be seeing 333 at the moment, or 33, which is the Christ consciousness. So again, very sacred, very magical in some ways, because it is about creating the new. You know, it is about creating the new world, the new universe, the new reality that we are all going to be living in, because we are moving into this new era, this new energy. As we can see, the old systems are failing, they're falling apart, everything is changing, nothing is staying the same. People are experimenting with different personas. People are, particularly the younger generations, experimenting with calling themselves different things, experimenting with different energies, seeing what they resonate with, and some of it can seem a bit crazy, but I know what they're doing. I get it. I get where you're coming from with this, guys. It's an experimentation with the new energy, and Aquarius is so experimental. Okay, this is the kind of stuff that does happen when we move into Aquarius, into the age of Aquarius, which we are doing at the moment. I don't believe we're technically in it yet. It's on its way, but we are going that way. But there is definitely a strong theme of romance that comes through here. Romance and some big, big plans in your life. So it could be directly connected to your love life, or it could just be, the divine masculine showing up in a very supportive and loving way. And that could be a male family member, or a male person, or someone with a very masculine energy. They're not necessarily male. Showing up to support you with this. But it's very beautiful because, look, he's carrying these gorgeous roses. The loving man has this lovely bouquet of roses. So it's a very gentle, very fragrant energy. So I just want to say, despite your worst fears down here, it's going to be better than you could imagine, because look at this beautiful light from heaven shining down on him, shining down with him. It's almost like an angel in human form when we see this energy here, this particular card. And it comes in on a very sensible and cranial number 5. Okay, number 5 is the mind, it's the adventure, but it's the scientist as well. Very, very pragmatic, very sensible. It's okay. So I want to say, put your sensible head on. Put your sensible head on. You don't know the outcome of what's going to happen to you in 10 years' time. Okay, and I want to say, stop beating yourself up. So let's bring in our fairy cards here. See what messages they have for you at this point in time. Okay, I'm going to move the numerology dice back a little bit. I want to leave them there so you can still see the numbers. So we've got 6, 3, 2, 1, 3, 70, which I haven't touched on yet, and another 1. I'll get to the 70 when my guides tell me to. Okay. Right. This dice was actually missing for a couple of weeks. My cat got in here and started playing with them. He loves these, absolutely loves to bat them around, loves dice. And 3 of them were on the floor, and I only just found this one today. I only just realised it's missing. Little sod. Right, so transformation. This fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. So yeah, what I just said. Okay, so there's transformation, there's change happening here. It is taking you in a positive direction, even if it really doesn't feel like it at the moment. But it could also be a bit of an emotional seesaw. You could be up one day, down the next. Hang on in there, because there is this very emotional number 20 that's influencing you. Tree wisdom. This tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. So music could be something that's very healing for you, that's very helpful, soothing for you. Maybe you play an instrument. With both of these cards, I'm very drawn to the woods as well, because they are very clearly both in woodland. So, and with the tree wisdom as well. I want to say, if you have access to the outdoors, if you can get to some woods, to a forest, to trees, I think that could be very soothing, very calming for you at this point in time. I think that could really help you to get your mind in order. You can commune with tree energy. You can go up to a tree, obviously ask permission from the tree before you do this, and that is important. Just silently say to the tree, please may I approach, please may I share my energy with you, and you'll sense if it's a yes or a no. Some trees are literally like, no, go away. Okay, and then just very gently touch the tree with your hands, just like this, and exchange loving energy with the tree, and it can be incredibly grounding, very, very healing. If you're feeling very, very sort of up in the air, floaty, unstable, if you're not feeling grounded, I recommend oak trees because they're very strong trees and they can actually take pretty much anything. I'm drawn to redwoods as well. I'm going to them in my mind as well. Redwood and oak I want to give you specifically. So, okay. Celebration. Yeah, I think things are going to turn out better than you're expecting. Celebration. There could be a wedding coming up. There could be some sort of anniversary. There's a very loving energy because this is almost like a bride and groom when we look at these fairies here. Look at her very ethereal kind of white dress. It's almost like a bride's dress, and the light is hitting it as well from my lighting ring there. Almost like she's lit up. Okay. Yeah, very beautiful. The flowers in her hair. It's nighttime. There's always gorgeous lights, and it's all decorated for a party, and these little magic mushrooms in the background, which could be symbolic to some of you. Mushrooms could be a theme. It could be something that is medicinal for you at this time. This is not medical advice. Okay. Yes. Get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. It's time to go out to dance and play. An invitation could be on the way. Yes, it could. Or it could also be your own wedding, your own anniversary. It could be a celebration for you. It could be that your plans, whatever they are, whether they're business, whether they're romantic, whether they're family plans, I feel like there's something happy that you'll be celebrating soon. Look how happy the loving man looks in the background. He looks really pleased with himself, really pleased with you. You know, he's just kind of gazing lovingly at your energy, saying, it's okay, you're wonderful. Look at how amazing you are. That's what I want to say to you. Look at how amazing you are. Yes, there's change on the cards for sure with the wheel there, but you've got this. You've got this. Okay, magical gateway. Ooh. And temptation. Right, so magical gateway, it takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown, yet this is where the greatest rewards are. Yes, it's time to step boldly forwards without looking back. So it's time for the next step. So I feel you started your journey over here with the Ace of Summer. You started moving forwards in a direction. Maybe you took yourself out of your comfort zone, and now you have to take a really big step out of your comfort zone. Okay, through this magical gateway that has now appeared because you took the steps to get there. Anyone can start something. That's the easy bit. Starting is easy. All right. It's follow through, which is the difficult bit, which is the hard bit in everything, in relationships, in business in particular. You know, if you work for yourself, in work, in study, any sort of endeavour where you're going to achieve something, follow through is always going to be the most difficult part of it. Keeping going, taking the next step, although you don't know what lies behind this door, you're holding the key. Look at this fairy. She's very clearly got the key in her hand. Okay, she's wearing this very gentle pink dress, which matches the crystal that we had here with our pink rose quartz here, our gentle pink. So it does feel like it's going to be a gentler path than you're thinking it will be. It does feel like whatever it is that you're facing is going to be gentler, easier on you than you're thinking it will be, because you're surrounded by this loving pink energy. So it feels like your spirit guides, your angels are really trying to support you through this time, really trying to cushion the blow if there's anything difficult or painful that you're having to deal with. They're really trying to cushion the blow for you. That's what I want to say. And there's so much light on the other side of this gateway. That's very positive. It's more positive than it may feel. So, temptation. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit? Perhaps one that makes you feel guilty. This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its guise. So yes, and we have the little snake showing up here with the sort of masculine-looking fairy here. So again, he's looking backwards, because for me that's the past over there, the way I read. And he showed slightly in the past as well, so it could be that these fears come from your past. Maybe you're feeling lost because of things you were told in your past, things you were taught in your past, by teachers, by family, by society, by TV. I don't know, TV shows tell us terrible messages. And it's surprising how many people actually kind of rely on TV, particularly like serials, like soaps, like we have here in the UK. For a lot of young people, that's actually how they learn about the world and about social interactions. Okay, or you know, particularly if you don't have a strong family structure or a supportive family, or if they're not near to you or not with you for some reason, or if maybe you had a very toxic family and you're trying to look for wisdom, for guidance. How am I supposed to handle this situation? Oh, well, in this show, this person handled it that way, but that might be terrible advice. Okay, I want to say some of the advice you got in the past was really bad. I just want to say some of it was very, very fear-based, with the kind of very reddish colour of this snake. Very fear-based. But I want to say with the snake, if that's a corn snake, I can't see very clearly. It looks like a corn snake. They're completely harmless. All right, corn snakes are often kept as pets. I know, I've held one. They're very cute. Very friendly little things. And then there's no venom. Okay, there's no venom. I believe they're constrictors. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they're constrictors, but there's no venom. They're not dangerous. Okay, you can keep them as pets. I was considering getting one at one point. That's a whole other story. It didn't happen in the end. I have a cat now, but you know. But it's okay. Whatever this is from your past, you know, whatever temptation was thrown on your path. And very often the temptation is not to believe in yourself. Very often the temptation is to believe that everything is bad. The biggest temptation I think that many of us face in this world is the temptation to fall into negativity, to believe that everything's crap and nothing's ever going to be good and it's always going to be terrible, and to fall into these very, very tempting negative thought patterns that are so disempowering, but at the same time they give us the perfect excuse not to achieve anything, not to do anything big. Oh, well, it's not my fault because everything's going to shit. Okay. And it's not. It's absolutely not. You know, regardless of what might be happening in the world when you're watching this, certainly as I'm recording it, there's stuff going down in the world. There always is. Okay, we've got human beings living here. We're having some crazy experiences. We're having these crazy human experiences. Of course there's shit going down. How could there not be? Okay. But yes, the temptation might just be the temptation to think negative thoughts. And don't we all know somebody who does that? That we probably all know way too many people who do that. It could be you know, your mother, it could be your family. Maybe every time you had a good idea, they immediately said, oh, yes, but you won't be able to do that. Oh, that won't work because fill in the blank. Yeah. So I want to take you away from these old negative thought patterns. I feel like you've already distanced yourself from them to a certain extent, because this is sitting slightly in the past here, but it's still there because it's still partly in the now as well. So let us bring in our little angel message. These are guardian angel cards here. Okay. I will get to 70 as soon as my guides tell me to. I'm still waiting for them to give me the nudge on that one. Okay. Trust. If you're looking at a situation from a purely physical perspective and therefore you cannot see the bigger picture and the blessings interwoven within this event. Sorry, you are looking at the situation from a purely physical perspective. Wow. We, your angels, urge you to trust, for all will work out in the best way possible. Let go of your fear and apprehension and allow God's healing energy to flow to you. Trust, for all will heal in ways you never thought possible. Oh, I love it. That's what I was saying with this card here. I do feel like there are some very original, interesting solutions coming in down the pipeline for you. They are on their way. And now I can go to 70. I've just got the nudge from my guide, says 70. Very interesting number. Obviously, it's a 0, so it's the beginning of a new cycle. But 7's all about wisdom, devotion. So it could literally be a new spiritual path that you're embarking on, very devotional kind of energy coming through here. Maybe you've decided to move into a more spiritual field, you know, like I'm in a spiritual field here. Maybe you want to spend more of your time doing that. Maybe you want to be a yoga teacher, you know, maybe you want to genuinely help humanity. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be like a recognized spirituality or religion. It just feels like it has a spiritual edge to it. That's what I'm feeling with this one for you. It feels like you really want to be of service to humanity, to the world, to people. And that's so important. And the universe agrees. God agrees. Okay? The thing that you want, the universe wants for you as well. And it is bringing it in for you. It's just asking you to trust and allow it to manifest. Step away from those fearful thoughts. Move into more positive ones to help it to manifest. And if you need any help or information about the law of attraction, you can check out my book, Dream Bigger, How the Law of Attraction Really Works, which I will link to in the description below. Okay, so we're going to finish up. Let's do some charms here. Let's have a look what symbolism we have here for pile 1. What are the messages there are for pile 1 at the moment? Okay. Right, these are coming up in my hand very firmly. Oh, the dragonfly. The wheel and the anchor together. They're quite intertwined there. But the dragonfly was there too. Let me just get these apart. So this is actually like a ship's wheel and an anchor, which are hugging each other at the moment, which kind of makes sense. So I want to say particularly because these were holding on to each other, it was quite hard to get them apart there. So the wheel and the anchor. So it's almost like, yes, choose your course, keep going, but stay grounded as you're doing it. Okay, stay grounded in your body. Don't let your mind fly off in a million directions. And I think being sensible is necessary at the moment. I think you do need to take your head with you wherever you go. Yes, follow your heart, but take your head with you. Absolutely. But I want to say, when I say your head, I don't mean the ego mind. I want to say the higher mind, the higher intelligence that comes from your higher self. Oh, there's another anchor here. Look at that, 2 anchors. So yeah, I feel like you really need to be grounded if there's 2 anchors here. Slow down, ground. Okay, maybe you're going too fast. Maybe we're literally throwing out the anchor to stop you floating off in a different direction. Okay, to help you keep focus at the moment in your life. Yeah, very interesting. This one has a bit of a rope on it as well. That one's bigger. And we have this really cool dragonfly. I think it's a dragonfly. It's quite an unusual one, this one. It looks so original. And again, it's about original ideas. It's kind of a rebirth in a very original way. So it might be that you're starting something new in your life, or you have started a new project, a new business, a new relationship, a new direction. But this is a flying creature, so it can fly quite high energetically. I want to say it's a metamorphosis. It is higher change. So it's very, very spiritual energy coming from this dragonfly. And it's so unique, and all of its wings are different. I mean, it's got 4 different wings there, and they're all different. Nothing matches. Nothing is symmetrical. Nothing looks as you would expect it to. So again, it's this unexpected energy. It's this originality that comes through very strongly here, but dignity that comes with that as well. All right. It's okay to be different. It is absolutely 100% okay to be different and to be you and to have dignity. And then we have the tree. So again, I said about trees, didn't I? So trees coming through is quite a strong theme here. I would look at this one and say perhaps an oak tree. I mean, it's obviously not a real tree. It's more of a representation, but I'm drawn to oak with this one. So trees, again, very grounding, very safe energy from trees. So you might even want to get yourself like a piece of jewellery or a necklace or something with a tree or something, the tree of life or some sort of tree symbolism could be very meaningful for you. Obviously, this is a group reading, so, you know, take that as it lands for you. Yes, but absolutely grounding. Ground yourself, please ground yourself. And that can be as simple as having a glass of water, making sure you're eating enough, eating the right things, eating regularly, and keeping your energy grounded so you're not always flying off in your head. But things are going better than you can't speak. Things are, that's that kind of tongue twister energy coming through, like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing. Things are going better than you think they are, pile 1. All right, if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling like, you know, what's going on, hang on in there, because I think all's going to be revealed quite soon when you go through this gateway. So there's a bit of a change coming up here. I want to say in the next 1-2 months coming in for you. And it's literally a countdown, like 3, 2, 1, go. A more spiritual path for you, a more meaningful path for you moving forwards, you know, stepping away from old energies that didn't work for you anymore. It's really quite positive. So I just want to say, courage, mon ami. You're doing great. Okay. Yes, there's definitely change on the horizon, but you've absolutely got this. You can handle it. So I hope that was helpful. Please do remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like on this video. Comment below if there's something you would like to share with us all. Please remember to be respectful if you leave a comment. Let's all be nice to each other. We are all human beings. You take very, very good care of yourself, and I will see you in the next reading. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. So hello pile 2, welcome to your reading. You've chosen the pile of cards with the Lapis Lazuli heart, which we will put over here, and I've also chosen the Dragon Wisdom Oracle for you to get some more insight. Let's put this over here and let's take a look at your cards. So we have number 5, consciousness, a consciousness of lack. Number 4, conflict. Number 2, consciousness, present, power. Okay, so there's a powerless feeling coming through here. Wow, and the conflict card. I want to say inner conflict. rather than outer conflict, although it could literally be conflict with other people. But it really feels like maybe you're not feeling very empowered in your current situation, or maybe you're having to feel like you have to fight your own corner, literally, at the moment, just to make yourself be heard or to stay safe. And the theme of money is coming up here as well with this card, a consciousness of lack. Maybe it feels like there isn't enough to go around. Maybe you don't feel like you're earning enough, or maybe you're not able to earn enough. Maybe you're fighting over money in a divorce or some sort of settlement or some sort of legal matter. It's a very, very difficult feeling coming through here. Interesting that we've got 5 and 4 because they were numbers that showed up for pile 1 as well. So there could be a correlation with pile 1 here. You may also feel drawn to watch that reading. So we'll see if there are any other similarities as we get the rest of our cards. We have the 8 of Winter. You have what it takes if you only believe in yourself, thinking that you're powerless when you're not. So yes, it's this disempowered energy. A lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. And I think that's the underlying theme here. And certainly when we're feeling very lost, very down on ourselves, we do feel very disempowered. And we don't necessarily recognise all of the opportunity that we do have in front of us, or all of the possibilities, particularly the support that could step in to help us. So we have the 6 of Summer, children or childhood, the return of people or romances from the past, remembering events differently, in a better or worse light than how they really occurred. And the Princess of Winter, information that can help you but which may also be difficult to hear, speaking the truth with kindness, an indigo child or adult. So it does feel like your past is very much affecting you, and how can it not? This is generally true for everyone. You know, our childhood, our past has a huge impact on us. It always does. Kind of unavoidable. But it does feel like this is a theme. So there could literally be some themes from childhood coming up at the moment to do with heartbreak. Maybe you were a child of a divorce, maybe you lost a parent, maybe you were adopted, maybe, you know, there's some deep mother wound or father wound there for you, whatever your circumstances. Remember, this is a group reading, so it's going to be different for everybody. But this past wounding, I feel, is where this disempowered feeling started, and maybe it's kind of permeated your whole life. Maybe you've never really been aware of it. Maybe you always thought, oh, it was just circumstances that held me back. But it does feel like there is this theme permeating through here that disempowers you when you should actually be standing in your power. And by should, I mean could, rather than you should be doing that, because I will never should you. If you know me, you know that by now. I will never tell you, oh, you should be doing this, because I'm not that sort of person. I'm here to encourage you. I'm never here to tell you off, okay, unless my guides literally want to tell you off or something. But I'm always here to encourage. I'm not saying, oh, well, you should just stand in your power, because that would be incredibly callous and unfeeling. And you may have had you may have had people say that to you. Oh, well, why don't you just stand up to them? Oh, well, why don't you just do it? You know, but you can't if you don't have the emotional resources to do those things. You know, there are things that we may want to do. We may want to stand up and be counted. We may want to stand up to certain people. But if we don't have the emotional resources to do it, or the knowledge of how to do that, or we lack the confidence in ourselves to do that, or maybe we think on some level we're not allowed to do that. And I just had to pause the video, excuse me, to cough, still coughing, because the throat chakra is now flagging up. So it could literally be something connected to communication. And this is it's a turquoise coloured card as well. So it makes sense that communication would be connected here. But we've got number 6, which is the heart, the sacred chalice. So it is matters of the heart, but this is also a card about nostalgia, childhood, the past. So I do want to say communication is flagging up as an issue here. Communication connected to the past. Maybe you felt you didn't have a voice when you were a child. Maybe you weren't listened to. Maybe that's been a theme throughout your life. Maybe it's from men, from women, you know, from authority figures. But certainly I want to say for you guys, pile 2, the throat chakra may need some work. Okay, there could be a blockage there. Quite easy to do that work. You know, you can wear like a turquoise or pale blue coloured crystal around your neck, or a scarf in that colour, or a necklace of some kind, which is very helpful. Also, drinking lots of water is helpful for the throat chakra, so make sure you're drinking enough water. Nice water, you know, not beer, not wine, water please, nice pure water, best quality you can get. So communication definitely flagging up here as an issue. But I do want to say, pile two, I want to say that you're quite sensitive, because this is the Indigo Child card. So this is the card of somebody who's naturally very intuitive, very empathic, very psychic. Perhaps, maybe you could speak to spirit when you were a child. Maybe you still hear them now. Maybe you're a medium. I'm very drawn to that for some of you watching. But it does feel like there is this lack of confidence that probably comes from a lack of support in childhood, or yeah, maybe the right people weren't there, or the people, maybe your parents cared about you, but they didn't know how to be supportive because no one was supportive to them either. Parents can only teach what they know. At the end of the day, they can only give you what they already have, and if they don't have it, they can't give it to you, or teach it to you, certainly. But I do want to say conflict, yeah. So again, with this card sitting on top of conflict, it could literally be that you need to argue your corner at the moment. Maybe you're fighting some sort of battle, legally or in the workplace or in romance. But it's a very strained energy that comes through here. My throat chakra is still hurting a bit. My physical throat is still hurting a bit. So I'm just going to have some water myself. Feel free to join me. I know how to party. Right, so our dragon cards here. We have 1, vision, contemplating the future. 10, transcendence, achieving success, yes. And 6, bliss, cherishing the day. Well, that's quite a change of energy. I love what the dragons are bringing in here. They're bringing in this whole new energy. Wow, sweeping across the board. And this is a very joyful energy from this one, from the bliss card. Again, it's a 6, so matters of the heart coming up here. And it's sort of a pale blue colour, very, very dominant on this card as well. So bliss, cherishing the day. Wow, but look how joyful this dragon is, leaping out with his little mermaid friend here, leaping out of the water, messing around in the sunset, having a wonderful time. A very, very beautiful card, beautiful imagery, great power, but also great gentleness here as well. And I do feel that there is a big change coming. Again, 10, transcendence, achieving success. So it's like this rebirth coming. Maybe you're in the middle of a rebirth right now. That's what it feels like. And I'm feeling a very strong connection again to pile 1. So you may feel drawn to watch that one too. Wow. But yes, it's like the cycle is complete. The cycle is starting again. We have this little figure sort of coming on, who's on fire, almost like a human phoenix kind of energy coming through here with this supportive sort of rock lava dragon that's holding the energy. And with this spiral down here, it's the journey inwards and then outwards again. It feels like you may have done a lot of work on your childhood already. You may have already done the work on this disempowered energy, and you've decided, right, I'm not doing that again. I'm breaking away from it. I'm stepping away from my abusive partner, abusive family, difficult people, unpleasant job. I'm not doing that anymore. There's this rebirth, but it's literally breaking free. So it feels like quite a dramatic change that either you're going through or you're about to go through or you really want right now. But it's so dramatic. It's an explosion of fire and creativity just coming out here, waiting to bring that change for you, bringing in this whole new era, I want to say, in your life. And you could definitely be feeling lost in this energy, like, who the heck am I? Well, I know I'm not that person, but I don't know who I am. I feel like a baby again now, like I've just been reborn. So there's this theme of rebirth coming in here for you, pile 2, which I'm finding very exciting. And I think you've been thinking about it for a long time, because we've got vision, contemplating the future here. But back kind of a little bit in the past here. So it feels like this change has been a long time coming. I feel you've thought a lot about the changes that you want to make. Obviously, not everyone's going to be at this stage yet. This is a group reading. Some of you may still be at this stage where you're still thinking about it, still considering the past. It's very much contemplating the past as well as the future. This one says contemplating the future, vision, but you can't contemplate the future without understanding and contemplating the past, I feel, and particularly the way this is positioned here. When I do readings, I don't have a particular layout, as you guys probably know, but generally that's past, that's present, and that's future. Just as a general guide that gives you some indication of how I read. And it does feel like you kind of looked at everything, you looked at every possible angle. I feel you've been trying to heal yourself I feel that you've been trying to help yourself, and perhaps this is why you're going through a messy divorce at the moment. Maybe you're trying to get away from an abuser, from a horrible job, from a horrible situation, or just something that just wasn't you. Because there's this theme of rebirth. Whatever it was that you were doing, just wasn't right, just wasn't you. And it's quite a destructive energy that comes in. It's volcano, it's tower energy in the tarot, but it's exciting, so exciting. I would say this card's more empowered than the tower, because the tower is kind of energy that happens to us, whereas this feels like it's your choice, like you are bursting forth from the lava, from the fire, from the flames, into this new wonderful being, and you don't know what it's going to look like. You don't know what your life is going to look like yet, but I can tell you it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be blissful. It's going to be so powerful. But I want to bring in the energy of water and emotion here as well. Emotional intelligence, I want to say, moving forwards. Maybe you're moving into a more emotional field. Maybe you're moving into the arts. Maybe you want to express yourself, your feelings, your experiences, other people's experiences through art, through the arts, you know, whether it's a play, through music, through dance. You know, through drawing, through writing, but with the water, it's deep emotion, because this is an ocean. This isn't just a pond. This is a deep ocean. I mean, a dragon can play in it. It's got to be quite deep. They're quite big, and we have this beautiful etheric mermaid coming in here as well. Interesting, because that brings in a connection to pile 3 as well, because I've actually selected a mermaid deck for that one, so you might feel drawn to watch part 3 as well. Obviously I haven't read it yet, so I don't know what's in it. I don't know what's in that reading, don't know what it's about. See if you're drawn to it or not. But such joy, but being able to own your emotions and being at home within the self. I want to say being at home in yourself. That's what's coming for you. That's what's lined up for you by the universe, and that's the reassurance I want to give you right now. Even if you don't know where you are, what you're doing, where you're going, if you're feeling lost, like you don't know what on earth's happening in your life, that's where you're going, to this bliss, to this happiness, to this being able to feel like you are empowered, like you are standing in your power, like this card under here, the man with the 2 big cats. So you will be standing in your power, but joyfully, not doing it in such a way that, oh, I have to hold all of the cards, I have to spin all these plates, and I have to fight everyone to get my own way, or to have the things that I need or that I want. No, it's easy, it's joyful. There's an energy of ease, there's an energy of fulfillment. I want to say that's what's coming in for you next. Okay, so the timing obviously will be different for everyone, but fulfillment, that's what's coming in. So let's bring in some dragon wisdom. This is a different deck to these dragon cards here. Okay. Silence. Path. Courage. And companions. Yes, you're definitely not going to be alone on this path. I just want to bring in mirror that was on the bottom of the deck as well. So I feel like at this point in time, it may be a time to do some soul searching. Very much looking in the mirror. It could be a time where you're literally working with a counsellor, with a psychotherapist, or, you know, getting help for an addiction maybe. Maybe you're in a 12-step program, or maybe you're just reconsidering your life generally, just looking at who you truly are, and trying to discover who it is that you truly are, because it is this rebirth happening here. It's this self-reflection energy, trying to really understand who you are, but it's a green reflection, so it's very loving. It's the energy of the heart chakra coming through here, and we've got pink and green, so this is all love. Pink is the higher heart, green is the heart, so very, very loving energy here coming through from the dragon realms, coming through from the spirit realms for you. It does feel like you've been guided on your path. It feels, with the silence card here, it feels like maybe your childhood or your earlier life, maybe it felt like you were waiting for something, because we've got this hourglass here. Or maybe your guides were waiting for the moment to step in. Maybe they were waiting for you to be ready for them to step in. So you may have felt very, very unsupported throughout your life, or maybe like you weren't getting support with getting the results that you wanted from your spirit guides, you know, or from your dragons, if you connect to the dragon realms. I feel you might do, as you've chosen my channel. This is Cosmic Dragon Tarot. We kind of do dragons here. I'm wearing my big dragon ring here. Isn't he cool? Love this one. He's so cute. Yes, it feels like you've had to wait, but there's been this loving spiritual presence with you the whole time. So it could be that your spirit guides were just waiting for the right time to step in and help you, or to nudge you on your path. Or it could be that you've been aware of them this whole time, okay, and you've just kind of been living your life until you could get to the point where you felt strong enough to have this rebirth. Okay, obviously it's going to be different for everyone because it's a group reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But such great courage has been needed, such great strength, and this is what I want to talk about with the indigo card coming in as well. Very often people who are very empathic, very intuitive, had abusive childhoods, even if they don't realise it. It's sometimes only in hindsight that we see it. Courage, yes. I want to say how strong you are. I just want to point out to you just how very, very strong you are. And I think you've been through a lot. And I think this is a well-deserved rebirth at the moment. And it doesn't necessarily look this dramatic in your life, but on the spiritual level, I feel that it is. I feel in the astral it would look like that for many of you. And companions. So I do want to say that you're not alone. You're absolutely not on your own on this journey. Moving forwards, there is going to be a lot of support. Look, this man has 2 big cats with him. Okay, absolutely behaving themselves, being very good. We have a lion and a tiger. And this dragon has his little mermaid friend here. So very strong, powerful allies stepping in for you in the future, the near future. Maybe they're already there with you, but you are hugely supported. And I want to talk about your family, your loved ones in spirit as well, very much supporting you. So it could be that you are literally drawn to work as a medium, to work in mediumship. So that's communicating messages from the other side, from the spirit world, from people who have passed over. That could be something you're drawn to. I just feel the need to mention that again. So, love, another pink card. So pink and green coming in, very, very beautiful themes, very loving themes, very supportive themes coming in here to offer you that support right now. It's okay. You're not alone, all right? No matter how bad things are for you at the moment, or maybe just having a bit of a rough spot, it's okay. You are not alone. You have not been forsaken. Okay, so let's just have a look at this card. So negative thoughts and feelings are sabotaging your pursuit of happiness. We, your angels, are here to help you heal. Allow our healing light to flow through your heart. Consciously infuse each negative thought or feeling with love and light. Feel both your heart and mind aligning to your soul's sacred purpose and unleash your divine potential through the power of love. So yeah, there's a very strong love theme here. It's a very strong empathic, loving theme with all this pink and green and more pink up here. So it's a very loving path that you're on, okay? And that doesn't mean that people were loving to you in the past. That's not what I'm trying to say. I want to say that your soul is the one that's loving. Your soul is the one that's lighting up with these beautiful pink and green lights. It's you. You are the loving one here. You are this amazing, wonderful, beautiful soul that's come to help other people to experience love, to understand love to a deeper degree, I feel, in your lifetime. I feel that's a big part of your spiritual path. You are here to be love, to experience love, to represent love, to show other people, perhaps teach other people how to love as well. Maybe there is more of a spiritual path here for you. Maybe you feel drawn to actually walk a more spiritual path as well. So I'm just going to bring in my numerology dice as well here at this point. So these are actually, oops, these are D&D dice. You may recognise them. I use them for numerology because I think they're awesome. Okay, so let's have a look at some numbers. 20, 3, 4, 8, what's that, 1, 80 and 10. Okay, I'm looking at the shape they've come out in as well. So it's almost like a crescendo. Ooh, don't go over there. Number 4 at the bottom here. But number 4 is a great number to have at the bottom because number 4 is very grounding, very solid. It feels like you are quite a grounded person, contrary to number 1. Okay, pile number 1 was completely floating away, needing some grounding. For you, I don't feel that's the case. You actually feel quite grounded. You feel like quite a practical person, and with 8 I see you very hardworking as well. Very hardworking. Maybe a bit of a loner as well, but only because you have to be, because you feel like you have to do everything for yourself. So it could be, I feel I could be dealing with a Virgo here. Maybe you're Virgo, maybe you've got Virgo in your chart, maybe you've got some Earth in your chart. But with 80, wow, you're hardworking. And 10 for the change coming in. Yes. 80. Let me just ponder that number for a second. I want to say with 80 and 10 next to each other, I want to bring in the energy of you having to work incredibly hard in your life. With the 4, the 8 and the 80, I want to say you are a hard worker. You haven't shirked responsibility. You've been extremely hardworking, and perhaps that's why you're disappointed that you haven't achieved more, maybe financially, or maybe things are missing in your life and you don't understand why, because you have been honest, you have been very hardworking, and I get that. 20, interesting. That's a number that came out for me just recently, just yesterday actually, at the time of recording this. Obviously this is a timeless reading, so that doesn't matter, but it's interesting, the synchronicity of 20 coming out. 20 is all the feels. It's change with all the feels. 80 and 10, yeah, it does feel to me like a new era, but I don't think you'll have to work quite as hard. I think you've done the hard work to get yourself where you need to be, and I think it will be much easier moving forwards. And I would like you to plan your life in ways that take some of the stress off, that you may need to delegate some of your tasks at work, for example. Maybe choose tasks, maybe choose jobs that aren't as strenuous or as demanding, okay, but still bring the rewards that you deserve. Okay, and that could be something that you need to work on balancing for some of you. Number 3, so the divine blueprint, but coming in on the square dice, which is interesting because the square obviously represents number 4, so it's a very grounded number 3 coming in on this one. Number 3 is the divine blueprint, so it's the new idea. It's the DNA, so it could be literally creating, it's creation, literally it could be creating a child, it could be a new child coming in around you, whether it's yours or someone close to you, or it could be new ideas, giving birth to new ideas here. This is Empress energy coming in here if we were looking at the tarot card, the Empress. But it's very incredibly grounded because it's sat on a square, and we've got number 4 beneath it as well. So I feel like you're very grounded, very sensible person. But this is your moment to shine. This is your moment to really start to go up in the world, start to go in a new direction in the best possible way. Okay, this isn't about working harder and trying to get a promotion. This is about being seen for who you truly are, being rewarded for who you truly are. And that is the direction that I feel your spirit guides are going to be trying to guide you in. Very, very positive. Okay, very, very helpful energy. And you may definitely be feeling, lost at the moment, or like, I don't know where I'm going. And I want to say it's going to be okay. I do want to say it's going to be absolutely okay for you. I think things are going to turn out better than you're expecting them to. Let's just see if we've got little spirit message cards here for you. All right. What you fight, you become. Yeah, leave the past behind you. Body soul alignment. Yes, yeah. It does feel very much to me like you're coming more into alignment with your spiritual path right now. Okay, you may have done like the physical stuff, like the job, going to school, learning what you needed to do, the physical human stuff, shall we say. And I feel like you're coming more into alignment with your soul's path at the moment. That's what's happening, and certainly that can make you feel so far out of your comfort zone. And you may think, well, I've already been doing that, but this is just another layer. All right, there's always another layer. There's always more to discover, always more to learn. What you fight, you become. Yes, I do want to say, don't struggle, all right? Try to avoid struggle. You don't need to struggle, okay? And if you think that you need to fight other people to get for what you want, I want to say you don't have to fight them. There are other ways to do this, because what you resist, you attract, all right? Don't attract more conflict into your life. Don't attract more difficulty into your life by trying to fight it. Just let it go. This is surrender energy. Surrender, release it to God, release it to the universe, to Goddess, whatever you want to call the divine source, doesn't matter. Leave struggle behind. That's your path forwards will not be one of struggle and difficulty, unless you make it so. So let's have a look at some charms now. Let's just get these charms for pile number 2. What messages do we have here? What symbolism do we have for pile number 2? Okay, my cat's meowing outside. Right then. We have a hand of Hamza, very, very protective symbol coming out there. So great protection, divine spiritual protection. What I was saying, your spirit guides really want to help you. They really want to support you at this time. We have a dragon. This is great because this is the dragon pile. You guys are the ones who got the Dragon Wisdom Oracle that I picked for you. So dragons are a strong theme here, if that's something that you actually connect with, which it may be if you've chosen to watch, Yeah, Cosmic Dragon, that's me. I love this one because it actually stands up as well. It's a very cute little charm here. So there's dragon energy coming through, and we've also got a dinosaur. Look at that. So dinosaur is kind of more reptilian, dragon type, powerful energy. It's kind of like a little T-Rex, this one. Kind of. So again, that could be a theme for you. Very powerful, kind of etheric, magical, reptilian. It's earth, but it's also fire. I want to say with the dragons here, it's a very etheric fire energy, very creative, very powerful, extremely powerful. They are so strong. I want to say they've really got your back here. Okay, so the dinosaur could actually have an individual meaning for you. Remember, all of these charms could have an individual meaning for you because this is a group reading. So we have the Tree of Life. Yes, this is your expansion, this is your growth, this is your time. And I feel it may be your time to follow a new spiritual path or increase that spiritual path to the levels that you actually want to experience. Maybe to learn more about your spirituality so that you can expand on that, I want to say. Then we have this lovely sun moon. So it's like a moon, but it's also got like the sun's rays around it. I always think of this one as a sun and moon together, which is very nice, but it's kind of dark as well. So I want to bring in the energy of Hecate, of the dark moon. I want to say on the next, was it just before the new moon, just before we see the first crescent when the moon goes dark, I feel there could be something interesting happening for you around that time. Then we have an angel wing. Okay, so there is this angelic, very angelic, loving presence here as well. I want to say look out for white feathers on your path. I will also mention, because it's relevant, my other channel, which is my main YouTube channel, which is Angel Wings Holistics, which I will link to below for you. You can check that out. I do a weekly forecast for every week, more or less. And then we have a little hanger. So what is this? This is a very cute little hanger. What goes on this hanger? Okay. I'm drawn to dance again. Is it a ballet outfit that goes on this hanger? Is it some special clothes that you wear to do your art? Okay. Is it a special outfit that's meaningful to you? I feel that there's something connected to clothing, connected to like a creative or artistic energy and activity that you do there. Again, this can have an individual meaning for you as well. It could be like a little dolly's hanger because it's very tiny and very pretty. Or a child's hanger. Okay. But overall, I feel, pal, too, things are more positive than you may realise. It's interesting how I've laid these out. I put the dinosaur and the dragon together over here with Hamza. Very protective energy. You're very, very much protected by the dragon realms, by your spirit guides, by your angels. Very, very much protected. There's so much good stuff coming in for you. So keep walking that path with courage and conviction. Know that you are loved. Everything's going to be okay, and you're definitely not going to be alone on this path. So wait to see who shows up to actually help you. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, leave a like below if you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment if there's something you'd like to share with us all. Please remember to be respectful if you leave a comment. We are all human beings. Let's be nice to each other. I will see you very soon. Take very, very good care of yourself. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. So hello pile 3, welcome to your reading. You've chosen the pile with the green Aventurine heart, which we will put here next to our rose quartz angel. Here are your cards. We also have messages from the Mermaid's Oracle for you here as well. Let's just put that to one side. Okay, and let's take a look at your cards. So we have number 2, Spirit, your higher self. Number 4, Intention, taking steps. Number 8, Consciousness, happy success. Interesting. Okay, let's bring in some dragons. 18, Healing, restoring hope. And 17, Grief, accepting loss. Interesting themes here, but very spiritual and actually quite positive. It does feel like you're moving in the right direction, or maybe you felt like you were. And you might just be experiencing a setback at the moment, but it looks like you've come a long way from where you started. You've done a lot of work, pile 3. I can see that you've done a lot of work with your higher self, perhaps on your spiritual path. You've been working with very clear intention, taking steps towards your goals. But with the loss card, the grief card, accepting loss coming in here, it might just be that you're just feeling a little bit knocked back at the moment. Maybe Yeah, maybe you're dealing with some personal loss, some tragedy in your own life, some difficulties in your own life. And I do want to say you're still on the right path. That's what I want to say for you, just off the bat, looking at these cards here. Healing and restoring hope. It may have taken you a long time to get to this sort of more hopeful, positive energy. And we've got this beautiful sort of fairy nymph type creature here. With this dragon, so very etheric energy, very spiritual energy, with this beautiful heart with the angel wings on this girl's higher heart chakra, and then this kind of princess energy. It's almost like Cinderella energy. You will go to the ball. You will. Yeah, it feels like you've done a lot to get to where you were, and then boom, you got knocked back. Okay, and that might be where you're in a place of questioning at the moment. Remember, this is a group reading, so take what resonates for you, take the bits that make sense, and leave what doesn't. If this isn't making sense at all, if it's not landing at all, this might not be the right reading for you. You might need to go and pick another pile. So, our next cards, we have the Seven of Spring. Be assertive, don't back down from what you believe, courageously stand up for yourself. The Ten of Winter, the resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of an addiction or codependency. And Five of Winter, walk away from dishonest associations. Realising that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness, something that's not worth the effort. So it could be that you put all this work in and maybe now you're realising you're not quite on the right path. But it doesn't feel like a major problem. It doesn't. I want to say all the work you've put in to get to where you are right now in your life, even if you're feeling stuck, even if you're feeling uncertain, unsure, a bit lost, you've done a lot of really good work to get you to the life that you want, to get you to your desires. I think you've already achieved a lot. You're probably a high achiever, even if you're not always compensated as much as you should be. You're not paid enough for what you do, but you're a very high achiever. Great intelligence, but emotional intelligence comes through here. Very spiritual soul coming through here. And with the Ten of Winter, I just want to say it's okay. It's going to get better. All right, you've done a lot. You've done a lot of work on yourself. You might almost be feeling, if you've done a lot of work in therapy, for example, you might be feeling right now like, oh, have I gone backwards? I thought I'd worked through this. Why is it coming up again? It's just another layer. Or sometimes things come up one last time so that they can go and you're done with it. Okay. So I just want to bring in that reassurance here that you absolutely are on the right track. Things are going in the right direction for you. I don't believe that you're on the wrong track at all. But you might be feeling a little bit knocked back at the moment. Maybe you've lost somebody. Maybe you've lost something. Maybe the project you were working on hasn't gone the way you thought it would. There's definitely some confusion. It's almost one of those things where if you asked a priest, they might say, oh, well, God moves in mysterious ways. And you're like, thanks, that doesn't help at all. It's that kind of, oh, great. Yeah, and look at the skulls on here as well. So there may actually be loss or death. Great change in your life right now. And with death as well, of course, is rebirth, new beginnings that come from that. So I want to say, even if things are ending right now or not going the way you wanted them to, or maybe you're realizing that you're on the wrong path and you need to end something. Maybe it's a marriage, maybe it's a business, a job. Maybe you're thinking, actually, this isn't what I wanted at all. I thought it was, but this isn't for me. Okay. And that's all right. And I just want to say that's absolutely fine to change your mind. You are allowed to change your mind. Okay, you've come so far already in your life. You deserve to be happy, and you will be happy and successful and vibrant and joyful and abundant. Okay, achievement feels quite important for you. So the achievement is there. I see it. These beautiful green fields. Okay, but look at the poppies growing in the fields, and poppies grow on battlegrounds. All right, so this field, I feel like it reminds me of the battlefields of Europe, for example, in France, Verdun, where the battlefields from the First and Second World War in particular, and the poppy symbolism says to me that you've been through many battles to get here, but you do get here. Okay, whether you're there or not there yet, I feel this is in the future, this is still to come, but you will get there, and I think it will be that all of your work will have paid off. And I do see financial abundance for you as well, pile 3. I feel that that's something that's either quite important to you or something that is very much on the cards, financial abundance. But having that balance of work and life as well feels very, very important, because look at both his hands are lit up here, and I feel it's that balance of the different aspects of life which is incredibly important for you as well. So maybe that, you know, you got into a field thinking, oh, this is what I want to do, and then you realise you're just giving yourself a lot of work and it isn't exactly how you were hoping it would be. Okay. I do want to talk about diet as well, because I've just got food coming into my mind for some reason. Make sure you're eating the right things. Make sure you're getting the right amounts of each different nutrient. Make sure you haven't just gone on a crazy diet or something. I just want to mention that for some of you. That's obviously not going to be for everyone, but I feel that's relevant for some of you. Okay. So let's take a look at our mermaids. All right, what messages do they have for pile 3? So we have the future, blessings, light, and gratitude. Wow, these are very hopeful cards, very positive cards. And on the bottom here we have inner knowing. Of course we do. I feel like you've always had this inner knowing. I feel you're somebody who's always been very naturally intuitive, even if it wasn't recognised. Maybe if other people didn't tell you you had it, or, you know, when you tried to talk to other people, they said you were crazy, or maybe you didn't recognise it in yourself. Maybe you grew up in a very religious household where that wasn't allowed. Okay. Many people repress their abilities or hide them, or just refuse to consciously acknowledge them. We kind of go into a state of denial sometimes if it's not permissible for us to have these abilities, these intuitions, these abilities to see beyond the veil and to understand the greater picture of life by looking at life's great tapestry. There's so much that we can read. I feel you may be somebody who can see symbolism in everything, in the trees and the flowers and the clouds and the animals and the birdsong, you know, in the colours around you. So I want to say pay attention to that, trust that, because I feel you have some strong innate psychic ability here. And you've always been looking to the future. You've always been somebody who wanted to achieve things. There's quite a strong desire, a strong need to achieve, but to serve. There's this desire to help other people. So you could be in a job where you literally help people, some sort of customer service, or you may work for a charity, or in care, in nursing. You know, you may literally be a doctor, but I feel whatever it is you do, you kind of want to be the best at it. There's this real desire, this need to be the best. And that could come from not being acknowledged as a child, or feeling that you had to achieve in order to impress parents who weren't, you know, who didn't pay you enough attention, or who were very critical of you. There's a very critical energy in your past, which could be parents, could be a boss, could be a partner, but for whatever reason it feels like you always try to do your best, and a lot of people aren't like that. I am like that, so I get it. But a lot of people aren't. So blessings, yes. I do feel you're very blessed. You're a very, very blessed person. I feel like the angelic realms, your spirit guides, you know, angels, they've always been there with you. And with the mermaids as well, there's a connection to the sea, to the oceans here as well. It could be that you do live by the sea or the ocean, or by a body of water. And if you don't, I think it would be very healing for you to spend time around bodies of water if you're able to do so, if you're able to get to one. And if you can't, just take a bath, go have a shower, go somewhere, you know, go to spend time in a hot tub or a natural spring somewhere if you can. I think that will be very healing for you at this point in time. But light and gratitude, these are such beautiful cards to come out, actually. Because this is what you want in life. This is wonderful. Blessings, light, it's gorgeous. But light perhaps in the darkness. I do feel like you are somebody who shines a light for others. All right, I feel you're an example to many other people. And that could be on the spiritual level, could be just because you're a very loving and giving person. But there's certainly, you are a giver of light, a bringer of light. It could be that your name means light, or has some connection with light as well, because you are literally a light in the dark for others. Which is ironic, because you didn't necessarily come from a very happy or light beginning yourself, but you have had to be that light. Okay. And gratitude, yeah, that's beautiful. And I love the gratitude card, because it is about feeling wonderful and joyful, and yes, thank you. This is what gratitude looks like. That's what gratitude looks like. Yay! Woohoo! Not, oh, I'm a poor little, useless human being, please can I have some crumbs? Oh, thank you for these crumbs. Or, you know, that's a very lowly energy, and I talk about this quite often, that's not how we do gratitude. I mean, you can, but that will keep you in a very low vibrational energy. Gratitude is joyful. It's yes, I can do this. I've got this. It's wonderful. Look how his shirt is half open here, exposing his heart chakra. You know, showing his love for the world. Very, very beautiful. And I want to say that about you. Don't play small. I feel like you may have been playing small. Maybe you don't trust yourself. I feel there's a lack of self-trust that comes through with these cards here. Maybe a lack of trust in the good of the universe to some degree as well. Because even if we are connected to our guides, even from very early on, you know, we know stuff about the universe. And for some reason I need to bring this crystal in now. We know stuff about the universe. We understand the laws. We know how it works. And yet we still doubt. And yet we still doubt. And I'm holding this big piece of agate here. And yet we still doubt. And I just want to bring this in for grounding. I was just guided to pick it up and it was glittering at me. It's just glimmering. Isn't that pretty? Shimmering at me. So brown agate, I'm going to give you agate as a grounding stone, but also to give you confidence, to give you a little bit of a boost of self-worth there as well, to remind you, because it's a very solid stone. It's very grounding, very supportive energy that comes from that particular crystal. So it's all right, you are supported. All right. And if you've done any work with the law of attraction, for example, I have something, this is really cute, I'm going to show you. This is my journal of gratitude. Isn't it cute? And it has like little journaling prompts in here of things to write, like 3 positive words to describe my day. That's gratitude, but you don't have to fake it. Okay, you don't have to fake it. I do teach law of attraction. My book is linked below in the description, which is Dream Bigger, how the law of attraction really works, if that's something that you're interested in. But the thing is, when we're working with those energies, sometimes we think, oh yes, but if I let go of struggle, I might not achieve my goal. And sometimes we need to let go of the struggle, which is causing energetic resistance, so that we can achieve our goal. Because holding on to struggle doesn't achieve anything. We can still do the work, we can do all the stuff, but holding on to that energy of worry and struggle, I'm just going to hang on by my finger. You know, my knuckles are white in this energy. Let go. It's not a trick. Okay, the universe has your best interests at heart here. It's trying to bring you what you've asked for. Just take a breath and trust that it's coming in, because it is. Even if you've been knocked back, even if you've lost something important to you recently, okay, stuff happens, unfortunately. It's just this realm that we live in. Shit happens. All right, there will always be that one bastard. All right, and it's okay. It doesn't mean that you've been forsaken, doesn't mean you've done anything wrong on your path. Just sometimes things happen. Okay, and this card in particular, healing, restoring hope, I just want to revisit this one. I want to restore the hope within you. I want to restore that faith in yourself, in your guides, in the universe, if you've just lost it, even just for a moment, because we all question it sometimes, and that's absolutely okay. All right, just tidy these up. Yeah. And it might be that literally you need to step away from a job to bring some more balance in, to step away from somebody that isn't good for you, or to realise you have been doing some things that were unnecessary. Maybe some activities are unnecessary, like running around in circles, jumping to conclusions. These are all unnecessary activities. I do feel there is a need to get your mind under control here. The ego mind, the lower mind, you know, what we think of as us, which actually isn't. It's just an aspect of your mind that you can be an observer of. And if you haven't read Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, I very, very much recommend it. It's absolutely brilliant. It's quite a quick read, but it's a very, very deep book. Very, very deep. And just know that when you read it for the first time, or second time, and you may, if you've already read it, you may have found this, and please comment, because I'd love to hear how you found it, but your mind will try to resist it. All right, because it knows perfectly well that in The Power of Now, there is instruction on how to control the ego mind or the lower mind, and it doesn't want to be controlled, so it will try and distract you from reading it. It will try and make you think, oh, I really fancy a sandwich, oh, I'm going to go for a run rather than read this book. You know what, I'm going to take up sewing instead of reading this book. And it will find all these distractions for you. Oh, suddenly I need to spring clean the kitchen. You know, so it can be quite hard to get through in that respect, because there can be an internal struggle when you're reading it, which is quite amusing. But don't give up, because it's such a powerful work, such an important book of wisdom that we're blessed to have in this age, in this era. So let's bring in a guardian angel card. Compassion. Yes, here we go. Compassion. Dearest one, be compassionate towards yourself. Surrender the self-criticism and fear that has you believing that you need to improve in order to be worthy. This is what I was saying. You're already worthy. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. You were born worthy. Okay, you might not believe me, but I'm telling you it's true. You are perfect just as you are. The only thing that needs to change is your negative perceptions. You will come to realise the jewel you are when you love and honour yourself as you are. That's beautiful. You are already good enough, Cinderella. Already good enough. Okay, you are already enough. You were born enough. You were born worthy. And I'm just going to get my numerology dice here. I'll try and do it without burning myself. If I lean with the other hand, I put it over the candle, and then you can smell burning. It's not good. Okay, let's get some numbers here for you. Oops. We have number 1. Yes, I want you to put number 1 first. Number 6, the heart. Number 4, number 50, 0. Ooh, interesting. 16, 4 and 1. Okay, keep them roughly where they were. Okay. Moving forwards, I would like you to put yourself number 1 front and centre. Number 1 is the most important, and I feel like your spiritual path is extremely important to you as well. But beware of people, teachers who are in the spiritual space, particularly like the New Age space or any religion or any belief system, really doesn't matter, who think they know better than everyone and just want to tell you off the whole time. If you're getting a bad vibe of someone, you might need to step away. Okay, no matter how qualified they seem to be, no matter how special they seem to be or how gifted, if you get a bad vibe, step away. So, number 4, grounding. I like how that's coming on the square-shaped dice. This is the cube dice. So it's like a regular die. Beautiful colour. So gorgeous. I'm just really drawn to it. It's almost like there's an eye. And this one kind of looks like a cat's eye. I don't know if I can get that clearly on camera. Let's see if we can get it to focus on that. It's kind of like an eye. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like it looks like a cat's eye to me. Looks like someone's looking at you. So again, that could be a spirit guide, a spirit animal, I want to say, perhaps a cat energy coming through there. But number 4, very grounded number, lots of hard work. But it seems to me that that's how you move forwards in life, through hard work. You do it through being very practical. And that's a good thing, because you're an intensely spiritual being. You're a very connected spiritual being. You know, you have a great connection with your higher self, whether you're aware of it or not. But you're also able to be very grounded, very sensible with it. Okay, which is a great skill to have, because there are lots of people who are very, very intuitive, who are not grounded at all, who are not sensible at all, who are not able to be logical or, you know, put things into practice in a logical manner, but you are. So there's a very logical mind here. So again, it could be an earth sign that I'm talking to, or just somebody who's intensely practical. You know what you want, you know how to do things. And another 4 here as well. So there's this 4 theme coming through here. I also want to give you number 44, because they have appeared together. Kind of on the same line, on the same axis here, if you like. I want to give you number 44, which could be very meaningful for you at the moment. It could be an age, it could be an anniversary, it could just be a number that shows up a lot for you, but very, very grounded energy. I feel like you're moving into this new phase, but it's all you. You've done everything, and it's okay. You can really celebrate soon, because everything that you've done and achieved is because of you. You've done it all yourself. All by yourself. Even if other people took credit for your achievements, it was all you. Okay, we have the heart at the bottom here, number 6, the heart, the sacred chalice, and then number 16 up here, which is a very interesting number. In the tarot, it's the tower, so it's that unexpected change that can be quite painful, quite difficult, where we get kind of thrown off kilter, but it can also be the heart leading the individual. Okay, so the heart suddenly makes a decision and we go, oh no, I can't do this anymore. I thought this was going to be my career. My head took me in this direction and my heart just undermined it and went, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. So, and the 0 right in the centre. I love how we have the 0 here, the 0 point. The 0 is the void. The 0 is the time before, the dream time. It is before matter, before thought, before word. It was just when energy existed. It's the void. It's unlimited potential. And that's what I want to remind you of. You have unlimited potential, excuse me, hiccuping. You can do and achieve anything you want to. And because you're very practical, you're very good at making things happen for yourself. You're very good, intensely capable person. But the heart really wants to lead you now. The heart wants to take you in a new direction. And with the 50 here, it does feel 50 is a very knowledgeable, very wise number as well. Yes, we're coming into this new phase, but this new very wise phase of knowing who you truly are, bringing all those elements of you together, balancing all of those elements, balancing all of those aspects of your life. That's where you're going right now. And it can be very scary when you're in the void because you don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know where you are. It could be very, very disconcerting energy, or you can relax into it and treat it like a journey of discovery. So that's what I would encourage you to do right now. If you're feeling very lost, just relax into it, breathe, meditate, do yoga, do whatever spiritual practice you like. Meditation would be really, really helpful for you at the moment. And just be open to what's going to be presented to you by the universe. Be open to what is coming, because you've asked for many things. The universe knows that and it's trying to deliver them, and it will do that if you let it. So stay open, stay positive, stay hopeful, because there's really good things coming for you. Really, really good things. Though the worst is definitely behind you, even if it doesn't feel like that right now. Very interesting numbers. Okay, so let's bring in our little spirit message cards. See what they have to say. All right. What brings you happiness and joy? And that's the question I would like you to ask yourself. Very often when we're moving forwards in life, we think, right, what should I be doing? Oh, I should be doing this. I should be doing that. Oh, I'm supposed to do this. This is the expectation society, family has of me. I should. But what about what do you want? What brings you happiness? What brings you joy? Because that's ultimately what's the most important thing. And 3811-2 comes in with great mystical wisdom here. And you don't have to answer that now, but that's what I would invite you to ponder in your meditation. What brings you happiness and joy? And very often we're mistaken about that. Listen to the heart for this one, because very often the mind will jump in, the lower mind. Oh, I love my job. Really? If they didn't pay you, would you still go? Because chances are you wouldn't, and you don't really love it. Okay, these are things that we practice saying because we think we're supposed to, and because this job is better than that awful one I had before. No, we don't love it. We do it because we have to. What truly brings you happiness and joy? What truly brings you connection? Okay. Clear away the old narrative. Yes, very much time to get a handle on your mind. I want to say that's my suggestion for you. Of course, you don't have to. It's your life. You can do what you want. Maybe you've already done that, because this is a group reading. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone. And number 6, the heart wants to take over. Okay, the heart would like to lead a little bit more, would like to be consulted. Clear away the old narrative. Get rid of those old beliefs that don't serve you anymore, because chances are they're not even yours. They're probably recycled from somebody else. You probably picked them up from your parents, from somebody at school, a teacher, another child, another person in the workplace. We could pick up all of these lies and we believe them as truths, and they're not even slightly. So yeah, there's some work to do here. I'd say your homework for this one is pretty much meditation, and to think about, to ponder on a use the higher mind here, not just the ego mind, because the ego mind, oh, what brings me happiness? Oh, eating a burger. Let's go a little bit deeper, because this is about your future now. This is big. You have an opportunity to really create your new life now. Let's do some charms for pile 3. What symbolism do we have here for you? Okay, interesting ones. We have a camera. So photography could be something that you want to do, maybe Instagram, maybe you want to be an influencer. Okay, that can have remember, these can have an individual meaning for you as well, because this is a group reading. We have a little rocking horse as well. So the rocking horse is adorable, very sweet, harks back to childhood. It's a very fun little toy as well, the rocking horse, a very, very sweet energy. But being on a rocking horse is great. It gives you something to do, but you don't get anywhere. Okay, so are you living in an old energy? Are you still living as the person that you were told you were in childhood rather than who you genuinely are? And there could also be some joy to do with children there for some people as well. We have a dinosaur. Okay, some sort of, I know, Diplodocus type type dinosaur. Long. This is a herbivorous, plant-eating dinosaur. Because I can't speak today, apparently. Very gentle giant. Okay, so this one's a gentle giant. So, what does that mean for you? You know, it could be about your diet, looking at eating more vegetables. Okay, eating more herbivorous, maybe, you know, look at vegetarian or vegan diets. Maybe that's something you're interested in. That could be a little nudge for you there. But also to be gentle, not to trample others, because these larger beasts who are herbivores, they don't trample small beings, small creatures if they can help it. But do you feel a little bit out of touch? Maybe you feel like a dinosaur. Maybe you feel like your ideas are out of date. Maybe your ideas are out of date and it's the old narrative again that needs to clear away. So see what that means for you. So the anchor. So there is a message to ground your energy a little bit here, but also there is a connection to the sea, and we have the mermaids here. So I do want to go on the water theme, on the sea theme. So there could be literally a connection here to do with boats, travel across oceans, beaches, the sea, bodies of water there. So here we have a feather. Now this feather is normally, you see it's been tied at the end there. This would normally be an earring. Obviously these are all charms which are designed, because they've all got the little loop, they're designed to be made into jewellery, but this is specifically a feather to be used for some purpose. So I'm drawn to shamanic practice with this one, some sort of magical practice with this feather. Take it as it lands for you, as it has meaning for you. And then we have a little Bambi, a little baby deer. And I think this could be you right now. It could be that you're feeling very, very vulnerable, you know, like Bambi after Bambi's mother gets shot by the hunter. So I feel like this is your time of, and I've put this one on the grief card, which is accepting loss. So this could just be a time of adversity for you. But you are going to come through it better and stronger and wiser. There could literally be a link to shamanism, to magic, to working with the energies of the land as well. And of course, mermaids are very etheric beings. They're very magical, very mystical. So it could be your own spiritual path. You're going to choose a completely different path. Maybe there's a mentor stepping in as well, because Bambi's still a young little deer, still needs guidance. I feel there could be a spiritual teacher coming in for you quite soon. So I hope that was helpful to you, pile 3. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please do leave a comment if there's something you would like to share with us all. I love to read your comments. Please remember to stay respectful if you do that. We are all human beings. Let's be nice to each other. Thank you so much for watching. Take very, very good care of yourself. Be loving and compassionate to you, please. Okay, I will see you again very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 4. So you've picked the pile of cards with the purple amethyst crystal. We're just going to pop this right here. Oops. There we go. And we've also got the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms Oracle here for you as well. Let's pop that to one side while we have a look at your first cards. So we have number 7, Joyous Fun. Number 4, Great Gratitude. And number 4, Decrease. Okay, so this is a cycle decrease, consciousness, great gratitude, and energy is joyous fun. Okay. We also have tranquility, number 15, harmonious inaction, and dominance, number 2, believing in yourself. So this could really be a moment of pause right now, particularly with the tranquility card coming through. Pausing to stop and think, but it doesn't necessarily feel like a bad pause right now. I did this reading for people feeling a little bit lost at the moment, and you know, you may be lacking direction, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're having a bad time at the moment. You know, it could be okay. It could be that actually there are many aspects of your life that you're enjoying at the moment, and that's what I'm picking up for you, pile 4. But certainly with the cycle decrease here, it feels like something has to give, something has to change, maybe something needs to go. Maybe you're at a point when you're pondering ending a relationship, leaving a job, you know, starting a new career, and you're not exactly sure which direction to go in. It feels like that sort of looking for direction kind of energy. And we have the number 2 card here, dominance, believing in yourself. So there is a need for self-belief. I feel like maybe you underestimate your capabilities. Maybe you underestimate how good you would be on your own if you were to leave a difficult relationship. Maybe you think everything's too much for you. I definitely feel you're underestimating yourself. But with joyous fun and great gratitude, it also feels like you're a very fun person. You're a very joyful person. You know, you enjoy having a good time. You know what that is. You understand happiness. You understand that energy, those positive energies. And I think you're very optimistic as a person. But it may be that you're about to lose something, or you know, maybe you have to leave a home that you enjoyed living in, but you're not able to live there anymore, you know. So there is this question, I feel, that comes up for you, path 4. Now remember, this is a group reading, so take the elements that make sense for you, leave the ones that don't. If none of this is landing, this might not be the path for you. You might need to go back and pick another one. So we also have the Princess of Summer, a new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. We have the Queen of Spring, believe in yourself. Yes, again, so we've got believing in yourself and believe in yourself. So I think they're really trying to make a point about you needing to have some self-belief and some self-confidence, self-worth. Wonderful people want to help you maintain a balance between work and home life. And the 5 of Summer, trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on that which frightens you or worries you. Yeah, and you don't want to be doing that. You want to be focusing on the fun, on the good stuff. It feels like you are... I want to say some of you are a bit of a party animal watching Powerful. Some of you, you know, really like the good times, and that's great. You know, we need people like you in the world. We need the happy, joyous, fun people. I've known a couple of people like that in my life. And they're wonderful to be around. They're wonderful to be in the energy of, but it doesn't mean they have perfect lives. It doesn't mean everything goes well for them all the time, okay? And it certainly feels like that could be the case for you. Like there are some questions that are coming up at the moment. Maybe you're feeling unsure, uncertain about the future. Maybe the group of friends that you thought were your friends, you're now leaving behind. Maybe they're moving in a different direction that you're not comfortable with. Perhaps you're leaving school, leaving university, leaving... I don't know, some sort of group, some sort of maybe a work situation where you were quite close-knit, but you're not anymore, and it feels like there's this straying of, like the energy is really coming apart, like this, really separating now. And this is something that we have to expect as we move into the age of Aquarius, you know, regardless of when you're watching this video, because the age of Aquarius is coming in slowly over the next few hundred years, so that's cool. You know, we will separate from people who do not belong in our soul tribe, you know, who are not part of our soul family, or who are not on the same path. And it's a phenomenon that I've been calling the Great Separation, where literally some people move into that vibration and others are moving into this new vibration. Some people want to stay in the old, they're pulling back, they're fighting against the new as with everything that they've got. And the other people are going towards the new energy, towards the age of Aquarius, the Aquarian, fun, exciting, innovative new energy, which isn't for everybody yet. Not everyone's ready for it. So there's this splitting of ways, this parting of ways, and that could be something that you're noticing in your own life at the moment with people in your life, whether it's friends, family, loved ones, partner. You know, it could be grown-up children that they're just going in a different direction to you. And that can be very difficult, very painful. And it's a shame, because I do see what a kind person you are. You are this amazing, gentle, sensitive person, you know, like the card suggests. You genuinely care about other people being happy as well, I would say. You're kind of like everyone's morale officer. Self-appointed. Okay, that was a Star Trek reference. I apologise. DS9. Not DS9, what am I saying? Voyager. Where Neelix appointed himself morale officer to keep everyone's spirits up and to, you know, arrange like entertainment and fun, and, you know, there's a bit of a counsellor energy to you as well. It could be that you counsel everyone that you come into contact with, whether you mean to or not. Yeah, It's tricky at the moment, and it's sad because you're not sure whether to what's moving backwards and what's moving forwards. It might really be unclear which direction, where's up and where's down, where's left, where's right, where's forwards and where's backwards. And the direction you want to go in, you think, oh, I think this is forwards, but everyone else says I'm going backwards, you know. So there is this, I want to say dichotomy. There's definitely this choice of two directions or two energies for you at the moment. And it's definitely going to be a difficult decision for you. But I just want to say, take some time out. It's okay, you will get there. Don't focus on other people's negativity. You know, the Five of Summer is a lot of negativity around you. You don't need that. It's a very kind of selfish energy. It's crying over spilt milk. You know, focus on what you do have. Focus on the positive. Try to stay out of the fearful, worrisome energies. Try to stay away from worrying about yourself or other people. You know, nobody needs that kind of negative energy in their life. Stay away from that. Stay in the positive energy, because that's who you truly are. And it could be that your career needs to go in a more fun direction, even if it's less pay. You know, ultimately, I think your abundance will be higher. And with the decrease, it suggests you may be going in a direction where maybe you're starting again, maybe you're starting from a lower level, maybe you're changing career, changing your lifestyle somehow so that you actually literally have less money or have less to play with. But it feels important for you at the moment. So I don't want you to listen to any naysayers who are trying to put you off, you know, from your heart's true desire. You have to listen to yourself, have to listen to your heart at the moment. But having said that, there is help, there is support here for you. You're definitely not on your own, but you must stay with the people who believe in you. Talk to the people who believe in you, who lift you up, who don't just constantly criticize you. I feel there are some friends around you who may be exceptionally critical, because my mind has just gone to a memory of some people I used to know. So my guides are comparing them to them. People who literally only talk to you when they want to complain, or anytime you give them some news or tell them about your life, all they do is just lay into you and tell you all the things you're doing wrong and why you're bad and stupid and useless. And they do it whilst pretending to be concerned for you. Oh, it's only because I care about you that I'm saying this, but I really think you're making a really big mistake and you know it, don't you? You know, it's, judgment, so much judgment comes through around you, and that's a very, very painful energy, very unpleasant energy, very much holding you back, and I think that's what's knocked your confidence, possibly in the past, possibly around now. Obviously it'll be different for everyone because it's a group reading, but there's this lack of confidence, but caused by literally people being so negative about the things that you want to do. And maybe you're a bit of the class clown, you know, you were the one trying to lift everyone else up, trying to keep everyone else happy. But you know, I've got the song Tears of a Clown now in my head, you know, when there's no one around, the clown gets to cry finally and to show their true emotions, which is very sad. But it doesn't have to be that heavy for everyone. You know, it will be for some people watching, not for everyone necessarily. But it does feel like you have this choice to make, and it does feel very important. And I want to say, try not to worry about it, because you're going to be fine. You will go in the right direction. Let's get a bit more guidance here. Let's bring in the oracle cards here. So, let's see what else we've got. Right. So we have the Prison Waif, Arrow Master, Dragon's Jewel, High Lady of Love and Compassion. Okay. Now this is interesting because the prison waifs come in inverted, self-sabotage and poverty consciousness. So I feel almost like you're stepping away from that now, like you are aware of self-sabotaging patterns that you've had in your life, you know, maybe being very down on yourself, maybe negativity that you've struggled with or been surrounded by in the past. And I feel you've been trying to move away from that, coming on 31-4, so the individual leading the blueprint to a new stability. Yeah, so it does feel like you have been very intentional in creating your life. That's what you've been trying to do. And I think that's what's brought you to this point where you are right now. It is that intention to create change in your life. And you know what? You're doing it. You are doing it. You're doing a really good job of it, actually. I just think you're not seeing a result yet. So maybe you're doubting whether it's working. You're doubting whether you've done the right thing or made the right choices. I want to say, yes, you have. But you're not going to see the results yet. You'll see them soon enough. Just not quite yet. Just hang on in there. You know, when you plant a garden, everything doesn't come up the next day. Okay. Don't give up. The seeds are planted. They just need to grow in their own time. And we have the Arrow Master, who's also come out upside down. So number 10, hitting the mark, intention, detachment. Yeah, so I would say there's a lack of focus right now with the Arrow Master coming in as a challenger. I would say maybe you're losing focus. Maybe you're thinking, oh, it's never going to happen. I wanted to do this. Obviously, it's not working. But it is working because we're in 10 energy. That's the beginning of a new cycle. Okay, the new cycle's about to begin. It hasn't started yet because we're still at 0. We're still at 1-0. Okay, but there's huge potential in this situation. So I would say try to stay away from dramas. Stay away from drama queens and people who want to cause trouble, want to cause problems. There's definitely a temptation here to be dragged into other people's dramas, and that will just hold you back. You might think you're helping them, but I want to say it's probably best you stay out right now, just because your energy is really starting to elevate and move in a new direction, and any drama will just hold you back. But there is a lack of focus. So if necessary, you know, revisit your manifesting list. If you made a list of things that you wanted to manifest, that you wanted to happen in your life, revisit it. You know, just to remind yourself, oh yeah, I'm manifesting that. You know, you don't do it every day, just every so often. If you think, oh my goodness, I don't know where I'm going. You probably do if you wrote it down, if you had some goals or a plan or, you know, a written plan. Revisit it. If you haven't done that, write them down. Okay. And then revisit it when you need to, when you're feeling lost. Oh yeah, that's what's manifesting. Okay, all I need to do is relax and, you know, meditate and chill, and the universe will manifest those things for me. Then the Dragon's Duel. This is always an interesting one. Inner conflict, morality and conscious choice. So the Dragon's Duel is a battle between two aspects of the self, what you might call the objective good and the objective bad. Well, I guess it's subjective good and subjective bad. Yeah, upside down, it looks the same as the right way up, just a different colour dragon. So it is the two aspects of self, maybe the ego and the higher mind actually having a battle here, because we have number 23, which is the Icarus mind, the higher mind, where we fly high in the mind and we're able to reach higher levels of understanding and philosophy, and it's a wonderful number for the mind, very, very exciting place to be. But there is this battle of wills going on within you. The Dragon's Duel always happens on the inside, okay? And the moral of the story is, which one's going to win is the one that you feed. Are you going to feed your fears, or are you going to feed your positivity? Are you going to feed your lower ego mind, or are you going to feed your higher mind with meditation, with calm, with spiritual practice? Okay, or are you going to just ruminate and worry and listen to naysayers and watch negative TV programs or watch depressing things on YouTube? Okay, don't do that. Well, you can if you want to, it's your life, not for me to say, but I'm going to suggest you stay with the higher mind, stay with the higher aspects. Read a book, take a nap, meditate, whatever you need to do to get into a more positive mindset. Sometimes I'll just go and find my cat. If I'm having a bad day, I'll go and find my cat, because that will always cheer me up, because he's lovely. Bedford. He's asleep at the moment downstairs, so I'm sorry I can't bring him on camera. He wouldn't appreciate it. The High Lady of Love and Compassion, number 1, reverence, kindness, consideration. And again, this is almost a reflection of this card over here. It's a reminder of who you are. Okay, you are this wonderful, gentle, loving person, this loving being. There's a very feminine energy here, so regardless of whether you're male or female, you know, we all carry both energies, but there's a very sensitive feminine energy that comes from you. And I want to say, you are, it's interesting, we've got kind on both the cards here. And I know you want to feel like you're doing the right thing for the greater good, for other people. You know, you want to put other people first. But sometimes you can only help other people if you look after yourself. I want to remind you, you can't pour from an empty cup. All right, fill up your cup first, then you can help other people. But make sure you're doing that. There's also a question here, because we've got this one over here and this one all the way over there. They're so far apart, it sort of poles apart, these two cards, although they have similar meaning. And people might be accusing you of being selfish and not being loving and compassionate like you used to be. Has someone said that to you recently? Oh, you used to be so kind. Oh, you used to be so compassionate, considerate. You're so inconsiderate now. You're all self-centered. It's all about you. I want to say that's not true. If you've heard that, if somebody has said that to you, could be a family member, could be a friend. Doesn't sound like a very good friend. It could be a frenemy who needs to go, who shouldn't be in your life anymore, or won't be for much longer. Yes, you do need to put number 1 first. You absolutely, I want to say you absolutely do need to put yourself first, and I think you're already doing it. I think you will be doing it moving forwards, and it doesn't make you selfish. All right, there are two kinds of selfish. There's good selfish and bad selfish. All right, good selfish is when you have boundaries, and if you haven't had boundaries, or if you haven't had good boundaries in the past and other people are used to being able to trample on your boundaries, take advantage of you, if you get boundaries, they're not going to like it. And that doesn't make you a bad person. It makes them a bad person. It doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a stronger person because you're asserting your boundaries, asserting your self-control. You are still that kind, loving person, no matter what people right now or in the future are going to say to you. And I just want to remind you of that. You are a wonderful person, and you are allowed to be selfish sometimes because it's your life. And I didn't know that till I was 29 years old. And a friend of mine at work was in a horrible situation, an abusive relationship, and I didn't have the ideal start in life myself. So I had very poor boundaries. I was very codependent, not insofar as I couldn't be on my own, because I was quite happy to be on my own, but I felt responsible for everyone else's happiness. I felt responsible for making sure everybody else was okay. And I wanted to leave a relationship, but as I said to my friend, I was like, but I can't do that. It's selfish. And she just looked at me with this look in her face like, what are you talking about, woman? She said, with some frustration in her voice, I'm not sure how she didn't slap me, actually. She said, but it's your life. You're allowed to be selfish. And I was 29 years old, and I didn't know that. Nobody had ever said that to me before. That was new information for me. So if you didn't know that, I'm telling you now. Okay? It's your life. You are allowed to be selfish. Okay? You're not neglecting anyone. You know, if you have kids, of course, you have to look after them, but you're also allowed to make decisions for you too. Okay. So, where are we going now? We're going to these because I've got them in my hand. Okay, let's bring in my Spirit Message Oracle. Okay, let's see what other messages we have here. Some people will intentionally misunderstand you, won't they just? Okay, they really will. And this is the thing, when you want to assert yourself, assert your boundaries, do something for yourself, finally, you know, particularly if you're somebody who's looked after everyone else's needs first, and you want to do something for yourself, people will call you selfish, they will call you names. If you try and explain your reasons to them, sometimes they will intentionally misunderstand what you're saying just so that they can twist it for their own gain, so they can get you back in your box where they want you. Also, in many situations, people who do not have your best interests at heart will misunderstand you on purpose or make out you're saying something you're not saying. Have you ever been on Twitter? You've probably met many of these people. If you have, if you've been on social media, they are rife. Sometimes I wonder if they're doing it on purpose or just accidentally misunderstanding you, but I'm sure this is what a troll does, intentionally misunderstand you and pull things out of all proportion. And they're the ones that need to go, the snake in the grass. Who is that friend who's the snake in the grass who needs to go? Could be a whole friend group, and that's what makes it so difficult sometimes. Okay, particularly if they're like the linchpin of the group. So everybody is teaching you something about yourself. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. How we interact with other people can show us a lot about ourselves, how we see ourselves, how kind we are to ourselves, what our boundaries are like. So I'm going to say pay attention. Pay attention to interactions with others at the moment. And this comes on in our number 15, which is an interesting number because in the tarot, that's the devil. Okay, and the devil energy is that you think you're imprisoned by your lower energies, lower mind, lower urges, but you're actually not. Okay, you are free. So 15 in numerology, so we've got 1 and 5. So the individual being led by the mind, but possibly the lower mind when it's in its negative aspect. But you can change that to the higher mind, which is 23. 15 can be like the ego mind. Oh, well, I have to do this, or the burdens that we carry from our family. Oh, I have to look after my mum. She doesn't have anybody else. Oh, she always said I had to look after her when she got older. You know, that those kinds of tropes, if you like, that we see in fairy tales. Oh, the youngest child has to stay at home and look after their parents, doesn't get to get married, doesn't get to have their own life. You know, that still exists in some parts of the world and in some aspects of society. You know, there are these expectations on us. So everybody is teaching you something about yourself. Look at how other people treat you, because at the end of the day, they are mirroring something to you. They are mirroring something about how you feel about yourself, or a belief they have about yourself, or they wouldn't be able to treat you that way. So that can be a very, very interesting exercise. Not always a pleasant one. All right, it's not nice to look in the mirror most of the time, but it is useful, it is helpful. Okay. So we also have The universe is vast, generous and abundant. Yes, and be silent. So with the silent card, I kind of want to take you into meditation. If you don't have a meditation practice, I'm going to suggest you look into it. Yeah, some quiet, some peace. I want to bring peace into your life. I want to bring calm into your life and to remind you that you're not being selfish and there is absolutely enough for everybody. Okay, you can absolutely have, do, be all the things that you want, and there'll be enough for everybody else and more to spare. But maybe you just need a moment of silence to remember that, maybe a moment to get away from all of the negative chatter or the shouting going on around you if you're in a conflict zone of some sort. So let's bring in your guardian angel card now, see what they've got to say. See which one wants to come out here. Oh, that one does. Okay. Throwing the cards out for you, powerful. Okay, relax. There is plenty of time to do and achieve all you desire. Place your hands gently on your heart and allow your breath to guide you to a quiet space within. That sounds like meditating. Imagine being yourself bathed in golden light flowing from the eternal heart of God. I, your guardian angel, am with you. Allow me into your heart. You will accomplish more by focusing on that which is most important in life, love. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Meditation. I do feel like you're being very strongly guided to either meditate or to meditate more, or maybe to do a different form of meditation if you've been trying to do a more complicated one. Just literally go into the silence and sit. Just sit in the silence, in peace, in relaxation. That's my suggestion there. Obviously, it's up to you what you choose to do. So we're going for my numerology dice now. Oops. Okay. Let's take a look at some numbers for you, powerful. See what we've got here. Oops. We have 19. Interesting. We've got 19 here as well. 19, 10, 1. So new beginnings, wisdom. Yeah, leaning into your wisdom here. What have you learned? What do you know? We have 6, 2, 4, 8. Lots of evens here. 60 and 3. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? You. Yay. Okay. Interesting that we've got the evens 2, 4, 6, 8 coming out like that. That's really quite curious to see. Could be something specifically to do with even numbers, actually, literally in your life. Let's take a look. So yes, allow your wisdom to guide you right now when 19, 10, 1 comes in, because there's a big change coming in and it's your intuition that's going to lead you in the right direction. Intuition, foundation, heart and endeavour and endurance. Those are the qualities that you're going to need. But it's nice because the new blueprint is forming. It's a little bit further away still, but the new blueprint is forming. The new blueprint for your life, the new design for your life is coming in. And it's coming in on 60 as well, which is a very wise number. It feels like finally leaning into your heart's desire as well, a new phase of your life, a new era in your life where you do get to choose from the heart rather than having to do the things that you think you have to do or coming from the logical mind, but really coming from the heart. And that's not to say that you weren't before, because I know you have a big heart and I know you wear your heart on your sleeve, and I know that you have a big heart. You know, you do come from the heart. That's why it's appropriate for you. But this is a new cycle of the heart. Okay, where you are being more authentic, where you are offered the opportunity to really truly be more authentic without having to worry about social norms or other people's opinions of what you should be doing, without having to worry about having to jolly everyone else along and keep everyone else happy. You're not responsible for anyone else's emotions, for anyone else's feelings. You're only responsible for yourself. And you do have the strength and endeavour. And I think this will move quite quickly, this energy. I do. I think this will be, I want to say the new beginning within 4 months. Okay, I'm very drawn to the 4 there and the 4 there. I want to say within, and we have a 4 here. I want to say within 4 months. For some people it would be within 4 weeks. But take the number 4 for the timing. It will be slightly different for everybody, because of course this is a group reading. I can't possibly give one timing for everyone. It's just not very, very unlikely to be correct for everyone. Right, let's go to charms. Let's have a look at some charms, see what other symbolism we have for you. Pile 4. Okay, see what wants to come out today. Oh, that's quite a few. Put those back. We have the infinity symbol, which is also number 8. And there is a direct correlation in numerology between 8 and the infinity symbol, so I'm going to put it here. Because you do have great endurance, you do have great strength, regardless of what people may say about you. I know it. I see it here in your energy. You're a very strong person. You're a very dedicated person as well. Very, very loving. I mean, look at all these hearts showing up here. Okay, there's a single heart and then there's 2 hearts together. So you have a very big heart. And also, I mean, you may be in a relationship or not, but I see you're wonderful in relationships. You're a wonderful partner, okay? And I just want to point that out to you. And of course, these symbols can have individual meanings for you as well. They could mean something very specific to you. We have this lovely little tree here. So the tree is quite grounded as well. I think people would be surprised how grounded you are and how down to earth they are if they really knew you with any depth. I think there are some people who maybe think that you just like to party and you're not serious about things, but I think that's not true. I think you're very serious when you set your mind to something, and you just maybe appear more light-hearted because you're always trying to keep everyone happy, and they don't see your heart. They don't see what goes on inside. Now, I love this one. This is a squirrel on a branch. So I'm getting again, it's a tree. I always think of this one as an oak tree, so I'm drawn to oak trees for you because obviously they like acorns, don't they? Squirrels love acorns. There could be a direct connection to squirrels here, or to acorns, or to oak trees for you. And then we have this bird. I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be a swallow or something, so one of those summer migratory birds that shows up in the summer. Very happy, joyful birds, but not always there. And I want to say to you, you don't always have to be there in people's lives all the time. You kind of can flit in and out and then leave them to their nonsense. Flit in when it suits you, when it's the summer and it's all nice, and then leave them to their nonsense in the winter when you don't want to be there. That's absolutely okay. Could also be indicative of travel, I want to say, maybe to Africa, because they do spend the winter in Africa. So there could be travel, or just travel to a hotter country. Maybe you want to spread your wings. Maybe you do actually want to move to another country. So that's something that could possibly be on the cards if that's something that you would like. So, pile 4. I really hope that is helpful to you. Please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to leave a comment, I would love to hear your thoughts. Please remember to be respectful. If you leave a comment, we are all human beings. Let's try to be nice to each other. You take very, very good care of yourself. You are a wonderful, beautiful person, and you know that, and it doesn't matter who else doesn't. Okay, we know it. You know it. I know it. You take very good care of yourself, pile 4. I will see you very soon. Much love. Thank you.